Hey everybody, and welcome to episode 32 of the No Hype Zone. I am Seth.
This is Lance.
I spent the last week in Buffalo, New York, so hence you see this Sabres hat. Real quick note, preseason for hockey just started 2 days ago, so Sabres beat the Penguins 2 days ago. In case anybody cares, I know you guys don't, but that's not the major topic in sports right now, which is fine. So we do want to sit here and discuss a little bit more of the major stuff.
I got to hurry up quick little interference in that audible. 32.
O.J. Simpson.
Man, you would say that from Buffalo, right?
Yeah.
Driving down the street in a white van.
Yep.
Magic Johnson.
Ooh, I was going to say that one as well.
You got to say Magic, the greatest number 32.
Yeah,
so
I kind of agree.
Put that out there. All right, here we go. Let's go on. Shoot it.
All right, so a short segmented show today because we don't have that much time, but that's okay. We're going to try to hit our points
we got to train.
so we can. Yes, because we got to work as well. So yeah, so first thing we want to say is that Jalen Ramsey, I don't want to call it a debacle. I mean, I don't know what to make of it just yet. I feel like these guys that whine about stuff and then try to whine themselves out of a team. I'm not a fan of that. You sign a contract, like you play through your contract. If you're unhappy, don't show it out on the field. Like, keep that in-house.
Okay.
You know, that's just my, I would say hype and no hype on that. My hype and no hype are the same.
Okay. My hype on there is I agree that you shouldn't show emotion. You should never show up your boss or show up your management or something like that. You know, show respect to the people authority over you. However, no hype. And listening to everybody and breaking down the video and watching it again, if you notice, the players was moving Marone away from Ramsey.
Right.
Also, he was the one that was. If you look at that video again, the media clipped it where it seemed like Ramsey went off on Marone. Ramsey was demonstrative as far as, I didn't like what Marone was saying.
Right.
But Marone was in his face. And the players had to push Marone away because he was all inside of Ramsey's personal space.
Right.
On top of that, what we talked about earlier, what makes Ramsey good is being a lockdown defender.
Yep.
You force a zone and you're not producing wins from the zone, and your prevent defense that does nothing but, what do you say?
Prevent you from winning.
Exactly. So you're in a prevent defense and your scores, you're still losing. You're giving up more yards defensively than you ever have before, and then you're still trying to reiterate that I need to play in this position. And Ramsey's a competitor.
Right.
He wants to win. You want players like that.
And I think he's more of like a Dion-esque kind of guy where you can have man on one side of the field, just take that whole field away, and then you can play zone on the other side.
Exactly.
And you can be completely successful that way. I've been hearing Kansas City is going to pick him up or wants to trade for him.
Why not? Or Belichick. New England.
No, they don't need another.
But hey, what did you say earlier? What did you say? What did we say about Belichick? It's certain coaches out there who have enough sense to say, okay, I'm not going to.
You that said that.
No, but remember what you said about what makes Belichick. You said this is what makes Belichick a system guy, and makes. We was talking about Brady. That you could go in the Belichick system and you would think that you're doing what you want to do, and you're still a part of Belichick's system.
Or they can fit that system around you. I mean, look when they had Brady, or I'm sorry, when they had Moss in 08 and 09. It was just like, okay, there you go. But now they have all these other guys, and they're just all short passes. You don't see Brady doing long bombs anymore. Right. So.
Right. So that's my thing on Ramsey. I mean, you know, I've said it earlier. He was one of my favorite. He's my favorite player in the NFL because he reminded me a lot of Dion. Him and Dion is really close. And you got a passionate player like that. I'm not saying that you're supposed to let him come at you, but if you look at the video again, and we don't know what happened, we wasn't on the bench. We can only take what the media say. But from what I looked at, from the optics, and then listening to the sports guys earlier, they said if you watch it closely, the players were pushing Marone out the way. So it could have been Marone attacking him, and then they flipped it around.
And we'll never know what was said on the sideline either. You know, so it's all, you know, hearsay and what we see visually. All right. So next topic: Eli Manning got benched. I believe this was on Wednesday, yesterday, Tuesday. The Giants came out with that. I guess hype for me would be like, about time. You guys are about 3 years too late on that. No hype. I think it's a little early because you're going to throw this rookie in there. I mean, the worst thing is to have a rookie quarterback with a horrible team, and then they end up 3-13. They don't learn anything. Kind of same thing with. Who's the quarterback last year for the Cardinals? Rookie.
Josh
Rosen.
Josh
Rosen. You know, I hate seeing that. I want to see these guys sit for a couple of years. Mahomes sat for a year. Yeah. Look how good he is.
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers sat for 4 or 5 years.
Yep.
So I'm a big fan of there's such a big gap from college to pro.
Yeah.
There's so much you got to take in. There's so much nuance of the game that these guys have to learn. I love for Eli to really, man up and say, hey, I'll help out. Like, let me help this guy get to the next level.
Yeah,
So,
I think my hype on that is, Eli should have been benched 2-3 years ago. But he hasn't been producing. Let me first of all compliment Eli for being a consummate professional.
Yep.
And even when they brought the media tried to stir this up with him, first thing he said
they
was,
do, man. Don't they?
They tried to stir
my
the pot.
Lord.
But the first thing he said was, "Hey, this is the next chapter." And I like the fact that him saying, "Okay, I'm ready to be a mentor." And that's good. A lot of people don't know how to say, "Okay, let me just hang it up." So no hype on there. It's definitely great for Eli to sit back and be a mentor. However, as far as just saying that, you shouldn't put Daniel Jones in there. You got Saquon Barkley there, and I don't think that they want to waste another year with Saquon. They want to get that little mesh together between.
Yep.
Daniel Jones, believe it or not, he has a high IQ. He can throw the ball
Yeah,
with
he does.
efficiency. So if you can get him out there, throw him out to the wolves. You don't know how him and Saquon are mesh, and hopefully Saquon will take to him where you don't have Saquon talking about trading me in a couple of years, because you got to understand the vibe of the NFL now. The vibe of the NFL ain't the old regime. So if these marquee players, and I know you're against players that's under contracts asking for trades, but if the situation ain't right, these guys gonna probably ask to be out. So you got to be proactive and make the situation right for them.
I understand that, but maybe they need to put something in the contract in the new CBA coming up about, hey, 3 years, after 3 years we can renegotiate, or after 2 years, if you're outperforming something, because I think it sends a wrong message to the kids, especially, like these guys coming up, they're trying to make it to the pros, and like, oh, I can just do whatever I want. If I just whine a little bit or cry a little bit, oh, well, just release me and I'll get what I want.
Yeah.
Where's all this hard work? Like, hey, man, look, Larry Fitzgerald, great example.
Perfect
He's
example.
been in Arizona for his whole entire career, thick and thin. Doesn't matter. He's a consummate
But the
professional.
Cardinals paid him. They paid him. And one of the things is the NFL, one of my disagreements with that is the NFL allows, they sat there and they broke down the running back position. And every game you watch, the running back gets the ball 2 out of 4 downs. How are you going to say that the running back is not effective? I understand what they were trying to say.
Right.
They're saying that, okay, after 3-4 years, you're not going to be all of this, so don't let me pay you this astronomical amount of money and then and put this over 8-year time. You should pay them in 3-4 years when they come in the league.
Right.
But then to try to say, I'm going to take you as a rookie, I'm not going to pay you.
But you have to
then
prove yourself
You got to
first.
prove yourself first,
You know?
then I'm not going to pay you. But then after you prove yourself, I'm not going to pay you because your position is not really that important. You're already 4 or 5 years on. So it's just one of the things where I understand what you're saying, but if ownership or management can find a way to compromise and don't be this way or the highway, because what's going on is the players are starting to adapt to that and they're not taking it
But then
anymore.
here's the problem. So they try to solve that with the old CBA
Right.
by giving these rookies lower amounts of money, right? Because what was happening is that you're giving guys like Jamarcus Russell $83 million
That's
as a rookie deal,
bag deal.
and then spending 5 years on that money, and then you're bust after 2 years. Then you're broke for
Right.
a couple years after that.
Right.
So then, okay, so now we're going to lower the rookie money.
Right.
We'll give you 5 years still. So now that's becoming a problem of now I'm outperforming my rookie deal after 2 years. When I have 3 years left on the deal, I want more money. So then there's got to be some kind
gotta
of
make
there's got to be a give and take, man.
Yeah, I agree.
So now if you got it, so give them then a 2 or 3 year deal, prove yourself, make a rookie minimum or a rookie maximum, whatever. Then after 2 or 3 years, if you've proven yourself, okay, now we'll give you the big contract if you're worth it, or we can just trade you if we don't have the money for it.
I agree.
So all right. So next subject, the QBs in this league. After getting phone call after phone call, which is great, good for business.
Yeah.
So Roethlisberger is down.
Mm-hmm.
Tommy John surgery for a year. Drew Brees is down. 6 weeks, I believe. I think with a thumb.
Yeah,
He has
Drew
surgery.
Brees, he's down for 6 weeks.
Yeah.
Hyperthermia.
We got Nick Foles
Done for the season.
done for the season. We're only 2 games in. Remember last year, we had Aaron Rodgers was out. We had Garoppolo was out. And I think that's bad in the sense of I'm not going to watch. I may not watch New Orleans anymore because I'm a huge Drew Brees fan, right? So now I'm not going to watch anymore. Now I'm not saying, hey, NFL should just two-hand touch the quarterback. It's still part of the game. They're doing their best to try to protect these guys.
No, you can't change that.
Roethlisberger's out. Yeah, now these Pittsburgh fans are like, oh shoot, our season's over. We're just talking about this. Like you got to have a backup who's can get it done.
Yeah,
you know,
you do. You gotta have a backup. You gotta already be proactive, so you don't need to do the Brady thing. I got a star quarterback, so I don't need to develop anybody else. Get somebody back there, and like you said, you know, it's to the point you can't switch the rules around because then you're playing flag football.
Yeah.
So, you know,
and injuries are part of football.
It's
as well.
part of football.
It's just
part of
it's
football.
just, you know, you never know from play to play.
Right.
You know.
Right.
But it's sad that these guys have gone down this early in the season as well. It's only 2 weeks in. So let's see how these teams will.
You gotta find a quarterback. You gotta get you a quarterback. But I'm gonna say something that you might not agree with. So
that's okay.
everybody,
That's
you might
all right.
see Seth.
It's okay to disagree.
And this one is not even a disagreement. He's just gonna hate everything I'm gonna say. As much as I hate to say this, the Cowboys do it right. Their quarterback is not the most important position on the team. They know how to draft. They get offensive linemen. They get the defensive linemen. Then they get the other players out there. You got a dynamite running back. That way you're not held hostage by your quarterback. Even though you need a Dak, but Dak is not a top 5 or top 10 quarterback. Although he's balling this year, don't get me wrong. But the way that the Cowboys did it, as far as with their team, you can insert pieces here and there without taking if Dak goes down, you can put another quarterback in there. I'm not saying it's gonna be as good as Dak, but you got pieces around there to keep that ship floating. So I know it's
that's
tough.
part of the. No, that's not tough. That's just part of the system.
Yeah.
And you're right. Dak's a very serviceable quarterback.
Yeah.
Is he worth the 30, 32, $40 million that he wants? You know, talent-wise, no, but he gets you the wins. Or I've heard some teams trying to do something like this, where they draft a quarterback, develop him, play him through his rookie deal, and then buy, because we got to pay everybody else, and then we'll just draft another guy, bring him in, kind of like that. So who knows if that's going to be the future of football? But then again, as we see, teams with really, really good quarterbacks go far in the playoffs.
You gotta adjust the system. Because what's happening, you got a revolt going on. The system was so tight, so long, that now this other side is starting to adapt, and they're becoming stronger. So you got to find a way to get that mesh so everybody can work as one cohesive unit.
Yes, I agree. All right, what's going on in Miami?
It's craziness. I got everybody trying to get out of there left and right. Everybody's asking for, trade me. They didn't trade it. They start was it cornerback Fitzpatrick. They just traded for some first round picks. I don't think any team should tank, but look at Philadelphia 76ers, because I'm a basketball guy, and what they did and how they came up. So if you know that you're not good enough to even be 500, then you might need to pull it out and trust the process.
Trust the process.
Yeah, you have to trust the process, and just, it's bad for the guys that's there. So if you got quality guys that's there, if they haven't bought into it, then you got to make sure that the reserves buy into what's going on, or the quality guys there say, hey, we got 1 year. This is all like practice. Don't get injured. Next year, it's showtime. That's pretty much it.
I feel bad for the guys in there. They know that they're kind of tanking from a moral standpoint, not a moral, but what am I trying to say here? Competitive standpoint, like, yep, we're going to play this week, and we're just going to mail it in. Like, nobody wants to play anymore,
Right.
But if you do want to get traded, I think you should play hard, play well, because then that looks good for your future stock of getting traded or your money in the future, So if you just mail it in, oh, hey, look at this guy, his stats took a crap this whole year, so we're going to pay him less, So these guys still have to perform, and they're professionals, Be a professional,
right?
Locally, Kyler Murray. The Cardinals are 1-1. They got to do something about that. You're overtime. You got to fix it overtime.
I can't take that time. How do you have an 1-1? That's just terrible.
That's for a different topic. But locally, I thought I saw some highlights. I was unable to watch the whole game, but I did see some highlights. I was impressed with Kyler Murray and another 300-yard game. So hopefully that's something to build on.
Right.
Now, I'm not a fan of moral victories and whatnot. You did lose the game.
Right.
I think
that's no hype right there.
Yes, that is no hype.
Yeah.
They're going to find a way to win. It might take them 8-10 games to do it, but they're still very young.
Yeah.
They'll figure it out. But a lot of promise out there.
You see light at the end of the tunnel,
Sure.
and that's exactly right. Hype wise, You like what you see offensively. Defensively, you know we got balls back there, so we know that we can get a defense there. I don't know if we got the personnel there with Peterson gone. And I'm not saying we again, because why do I keep saying we? I'm not French and I'm not taking a Rosetta Stone class. But what I'm saying is the Cardinals, they have a good defense. Not a good defense. They don't have the personnel there, but they got a good defensive coordinator. And with the offense looking like they're starting to hum, now that you can see that this team might be exciting down the line. Even if you're not a Cardinals fan, you might want to watch it. So, hype that, don't hype on.
Quick topic we didn't really discuss is fool's gold. It's always tough to kind of evaluate teams in September.
Yeah.
So it's like, for example, the Bills are 2-0. Yeah, it looks great. 2-0, record wins and losses. But are they really that good? We don't know yet. They play the Jets and the Giants. We don't know. Who else is 2-0? The Patriots are 2-0, but yeah, they're good. We know they're good. That's not fool's gold, right?
They ran the scrimmage last week versus Miami. That was horrible.
The Cowboys are 2-0. The Mahomes and Kansas City is 2-0.
How's the Vikings?
The Vikings are 1-1. They lost to the Packers.
Because, Evan called me out yesterday telling me about how we talk bad about his Vikings on the show the other day.
You did. I didn't. I give them mad props.
I still don't think...
Rewind the tape. It's out there on YouTube.
I still don't think that they're going to do anything.
And that's okay. You're allowed to have that opinion.
That's right.
Totally fine.
And that's my hype.
You're an opinion show. Yes, totally fine. Yeah. Look at here. The Eagles lost. Falcons beat the Eagles.
They look good.
Interesting. I didn't see that. Steelers are 0-2.
But we know that's going to happen. I told you.
Who's their backup?
That we don't know, but the Steelers
Mason
lost.
Rudolph.
That whole, their soul was stolen. Excuse me, I'm gonna take that from Mortal Kombat. Their soul was stolen when AB signed with the Patriots. I can tell you that the other day. And Roethlisberger didn't want to be there another year because he don't have the weapons that he had before. So they're in the rebuilding. I wouldn't be surprised to see Tomlin let go. I don't want to see. I'm not calling for Tomlin's head, but it's just time for a change.
So you're saying change of the guard?
It's time
okay,
to change.
so question then for everybody. I guess we'll make a poll real quick. Will Roethlisberger retire, or will he fight through this?
No, he said he's going to play his contract. And Rooney's a lawyer.
But how many times have we seen guys say, "Hey, I'm still going to play," and then boom, they're gone, or vice versa?
Oh, he might get hurt, but he's going to go out there until his contract is expired. So he'll go out there for one game next year, or preseason, get hurt, go out there the following year, get hurt, and then his contract is up. I'm just saying, that as crazy as that sounds, I don't think he wants to be there, but he's going to honor his contract.
And I like that. Honor your contract instead of whining your way out of your contract.
Now you can honor your contract and you be there 30% though. That's still not honoring your contract. I mean, that's the whole thing. So yeah, he's honoring his contract, but he ain't doing nothing.
Right.
Honor your contract and produce.
Okay. All right. So that was the week 2 football. I think we should do this because we got a quick hitter today.
Yeah, quick hitter.
You available Friday? We're not done just quite yet. I'm asking you, you available Friday?
Of course I'm.
Okay, because I want to talk about college. I have a lot of college.
Okay.
I got, to get off my chest here a little bit, because I want to talk about that whole college system. But before we go, what happened to basketball? Wasn't there a FIBA World Cup that occurred this weekend?
7th place. Hey, when you lose...
America, 7th place.
When you lose Tatum, Kuzma, you had, I think Donovan Mitchell. Did Donovan Mitchell still play? I think he was... I don't know if Donovan Mitchell played.
If you can name 3 guys on the FIBA World Cup for America, then you're a better man than I.
The Boston Celtics. You can name Jaylen Brown... Kimba, you're right. I can't even get the third. Anyway, so everybody's going to
call my Olympics. Call my Asian basketball guys.
They all going to the Olympics. So even this guy might. I doubt if he'd be healed up, but he might be.
Who's that?
That's Durant.
Who?
Durant.
What happened? You said Durant had an article.
He did a Wall Street Journal interview, and he kind of threw a little bit of the Golden State Warriors under the bus, and that's crazy. He didn't.
What?
And now the new thing is
why?
He might have some problem. It might have been some.
Give me a clip note.
Well, one of the things was, he never felt like he was part of the team, and he never got drafted there, and that,
Well, you wanted to go there. You chose to go there. It's your choice.
Some of the play calling, and him and.
How do you question play calling if you win world titles?
This dude is unhappy.
Out of 3 years.
This dude can be in paradise getting grapes and getting fanned and
you're
have
MVP twice.
Bricks of gold around
and you're
him.
Mad about that?
And he's going to find a way to. Him and Kyrie, they consummate pessimists. And when you deal with people.
So it's a marriage made in heaven.
Yes.
If that's the case, wow, this Brooklyn Nets team is going to be. One thing goes wrong, you picked your nose
management.
wrong. Oh my God, let's just gonna make national headline
management.
news. It's
It's
crazy,
management.
man.
Right, and he's a great talent, but you know he's whiny, and I'm glad he's showing his stripes like this because you know that kind of locks and takes the handcuffs off my boy. These past 3 years, they kept saying how you know he was the reason why KD left. KD left because KD is just unhappy. If KD can get out of his own body, he would leave his own body, leave his body standing in one spot, and his soul is flying around somewhere else. That's how bad it is. So with that note, hope KD find happiness in Brooklyn. I hope they do good. I can't wait to the NBA season. I got my Houston jersey coming soon. I can't wait to get it. But I'm gonna stop on that because it's football season. I don't want to talk about football.
Hey, do you know who we didn't mention yet
Can't wait.
in this episode?
Say it.
Russ Westbrook.
That's right, and then you see him, he's good. And we didn't mention him, but
We're
he's
trying
good.
not to mention Westbrook in any of these episodes, but for
seen
some
him.
reason they kind of come out every single
You see him
time.
his jump shot? I don't want some.
No, is this like a practice, like a pickup game, like this or something?
Nah, Harden is on fire. You know, I'm a huge Harden fan right now. I think Harden is great and is amazing. And Harden he looks unstoppable. Matter of fact, he might have an MVP year.
We got to give you a jersey with like. This stripe's gonna have OKC. This stripe's gonna have Houston. This stripe's gonna have Chicago. This stripe's gonna have OKC.
No, the
This
Lakers.
stripe's
The
gonna
Lakers.
have-
That stripe gonna have.
We're gonna have like this
That's it. That's where it
multifaceted
stops.
jersey. Oh
See,
my
you don't
lord!
listen to me. That's where it stops. But we on football. We on football. Hey,
Well,
LSU
we're on
Tigers.
sports,
You
we're
look
on sports
good.
in general. We're gonna get to college later.
Yeah.
The baseball playoffs are coming to a close. We got a week and a half, 2 weeks left in the season.
Don't talk about baseball.
We're gonna get Patrick in here eventually pretty soon again, and we got some other guys we're gonna swing by. You want?
Chavez and all those guys.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Hey, that'd be great. But I don't want to talk about the Dodgers because they celebrated after winning another regular season division
They already
title.
clinched. They clinched like a week and a half ago.
Don't celebrate till you win the championship. I mean, what lesson do we learn? It was the same thing over and over again. So I forget it. I'm already out of it. If they didn't celebrate, I'd be still on my Dodgers run. But if they make it to the championship game, it would be great stuff. I'm gonna stick with football. I'm saying this for I know you want to get on college next week, but I'm saying this at first. Watch out for them Tigers. I'm not an LSU guy,
and
but
I
them
agree.
dudes look good.
I agree. And we talked about this a little bit last week. Like, base your ranking based on what you've played. We got to get rid of this, playing cupcakes.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that. You got some time
I
on Friday?
can't wait. Yeah, I got some time on Friday. I'll come back. We got some time. We're gonna get it going. It's
Okay.
going afternoon. I'm gonna leave.
Like 11:30, like 11:30, 12 or something like that?
I can be back here. I can be back here at 12 as long as I'm out at 1. So y'all hear this because I gotta go get over to
Yeah.
Santana and get my hair cut too. Because
Your haircut looks good right now.
Yeah, but Santana gave me at 2 o'clock. Or else I gotta wrestle him and he'll be
Alright.
putting. You know how he is.
All right, guys. Thanks for watching. Leave your comments if you want. What do you want to hear? Let us know how we're doing as well.
32.
Okay, guys.
32. It's a wrap. It's a wrap.